Hello students, as in the last lecture we started with the type number 2, the sums based on how to formulate, how to frame the LPP. And in the last lecture we took two example, and as I told you, first exercise it is based on to frame or to formulate the LPP, and the second exercise it is based on the graphical method. So we took the graphical method as a type number 1 and formulate as a type number 2. So as we discussed in the last lecture, in the first exercise there are 9 sums in which there are two types of sum. As the first type, it is based on this part where you will have two units like rupees. Okay, I hope you all might be knowing. So, and the second type, it is based on the speed, distance and time. So in the last lecture we took two example. As I told that you will have 2 rupees, one unit for bulb and second unit for tube, like that. In the second example, as we took in the last lecture, rupees 10 and rupees 15 was there. So rupees 15 and 10, so rupees 10 it was for magazine A and rupees 15 it was for magazine B. So consider this type, remember this type, as you will have two unit of rupees, one for magazine A, one for magazine B. Like here it was for bulb and for tube. Okay, and your second type is based on speed, distance and time. Yes sir. So as your first exercise, it is based on the word problem, so you must know the meaning of some words like at least and minimize means greater than equal to, at most and maximize means less than equals to, and the unit for cost, profit and price, it will be rupees. Sometime in the question they will not mention the unit rupees, and the unit rupees will replace by the word cost, profit and price. So remember, whenever rupees it is not mentioned in the question, see to it that in that particular sentence cost, profit, price, this word will be there. So, and we know that the cost, profit and price unit is what? It is in rupees only. Okay, so you have to understand this word. Okay, as I had explained in the last lecture also, and then after that you have to construct a table with respect to x and y and the items. And there are some tricks and techniques to remember how to frame, because when you will start reading a question, it will take too much time in the board exam, as you have to read and understand the sentence, you have to read and understand the meaning of the sentence. So I told to remember this three step. Simply you have to focus on the rupees. From there you will get the idea about set. Just simply you have to focus on the rupees, where rupees it is given, or else where the word cost price and profit it is given. So from there you will get the idea about z, as well as to which part we have to consider let x and y. Then you have to check a particular question, it is based on maximize or minimize. If it is maximize requirement, so the symbol will be less than equal to. If it is minimize requirement, it will be greater than equal to. Then after that you will construct a table. Your x and y will come here this side. Always remember, you will keep x and y this side only. Okay, and this side the items product it will come, and in the last column you will mention the requirement. If it the sum it is based on maximum requirement, you will write maximum requirement. If it is based on minimum requirement, it will you will write here minimum requirement. For maximize, the symbol is less than equal to, and for minimize it is greater than equal to. Okay, then after that you have to construct, you have to frame, you have to formulate the equation. Okay, I hope you all might be knowing how to frame. Now, as I told this also, whenever you will frame a equation, say to it that linear inequation, it should contain only two variable or it should contain only one variable. Okay, if you are getting the answer in three variable, I guess for 12th standard it is not there. Okay, in higher standard it is there, sums based on three variable, but right now in 12th standard we have sums based on two variable and one variable only. Okay, so now we'll take one more sum based on the same type. Okay, as in the last lecture we took the first one, which was based on maximize. The second sum, again it was based on the maximize only. Here we'll take one sum based on minimize. Okay, so let's begin with the sum. So let's focus on the question now. As in third example, and the same sum actually is there in the exercise. Okay, question number 7th, I guess. A doctor has prescribed two different unit of food A and B to form a weekly diet for a sick person. As it is mentioned that here we have two different unit of food A and B. The maximum requirement, the minimum requirement of fat, carbohydrates and proteins are 18, 24, 14 units respectively. One has 4 unit of fat, 14 units of carbohydrates, 8 units of protein on food A. So from here we got the one sentence for food A. One 6 unit of fat, 12 units of carbohydrates and 8 units of protein on food B. So first sentence it is for food A and second sentence it is for food B. Okay, then here we have the price. As we all know that the unit for the price is rupees. Price of food A is 4.5 per unit. That means price of food A is rupees 4.5 unit, and that of food B is rupees 3.5 per unit. So here we have two unit, one for rupees 4.5 for food A and second one for food B. So from here we got the idea about the Z. Okay, so we'll consider and even we'll get the idea about to which part we have to consider X and Y. So here we'll take food A as X and food B as Y. Okay, then you have to form LPP so that the sick person diet meet the requirement at the minimum cost. Okay, so as it is mentioned in the sum that the sums it is based on food A and food B, and we have three nutrients also. First one is fat, second one is carbohydrate and third one is protein. So here we'll start writing with the solution. The first step will be let X unit of food A. So we'll take X for food A and Y for food B. Okay, be prescribed in the weekly diet of sick person as it is mentioned in the question. Then after that, from that repeat section you will get the idea about how to frame the value of Z. So the price of food A is what, rupees 4.5 and food B is 3.5. So price of food A is 4.5 and food B is 3.5. So total price, total, as I told, total means what, you will add both the numbers. So here plus will come, not minus. Okay, so rupees, as for A we took X and rupees is 4.5, so 4.5x plus for B, food B we took Y, so for food B the rupees is 3.5, so 3.5y. So here we got the total price, that is 4.5x plus 3.5y. After that will construct a table with the constraint of the following fats, carbohydrates, and the protein as follows. I explained about this word also. Constraint means a limitation, it has some boundary. Okay, then you will prepare a table like this. Here food A will come and B. For food A, as here we took X, and for food B we took Y, and in the last column we have to mention the requirement. As here clearly we can see that here we have to find the minimum cost. So in the last column, here you will write minimum requirement, yes or no. Okay, and this section nutrient will come. So don't consider, let X for fat, Y for carbohydrates, and Z for protein. From here only we can guess that our connection with the sum, it is imperfect, it is wrong, because as I told, whenever you will frame the equation, it will be in the form of linear equation in two variable, or it will be linear equation in one variable. Okay, so here we cannot take let for X, fat for X, carbohydrate for Y, and Z. So here when you will frame the equation will be in three variable. Okay, so from there also you will get the idea. So to which part you have to consider X and Y. So for this sum, food A will take X, and for food B will take Y, as the whole sum it is based on the minimum requirements, and minimum is greater than equal to, maximum is less than equal to. So now here we'll construct a table. Now we'll see what all things it is mentioned in the question. Okay, so a doctor prescribed two different unit of food A and food B, food A and food B. So let food A is X and food B be Y. Weekly diets of the sick person. The minimum requirement, the minimum requirement of fat is 18, 24, 14. Fat is 18, 28 for carbohydrates, and 14 for protein. I hope you all understood. Okay, this sentence. The minimum it is clearly mentioned the minimum requirement, as the minimum requirement is your third column. For fats, carbohydrate, and protein are 18, 24, 14 unit respectively. So 18 is for fats, 28 for carbohydrates, and 14 for protein. After that, the next sentence is 1 as 4 unit of fat, 14 units of carbohydrates, and 8 units of protein on food A. So just focus on the first column, that is food A. For food A, that told that we have 1 as 4 unit of fat, 14 units of carbohydrates, and 8 units of protein. Understood about the second sentence? As in the next sentence, it is mentioned that 1 as 6 unit of fats, 12 units of carbohydrates, and 8 unit of protein on food B. So food B is your second part. So once again I will explain the sum. The minimum requirement, the minimum, okay, the minimum requirement of fats, carbohydrates, and protein are 18, 28, 14. So for fat it is 18, carbohydrate is 28, and for protein it is 14. The minimum requirement, as we know that the minimum requirement is your third column. The second sentence it says that 1 as 4 unit of fat, 4 unit of fat, 14 units of carbohydrates, 8 units of protein were on food A. So this is the part of food A. So there you will substitute the value on food A. So 1 as 6 unit of fat, 12 units of carbohydrates, and 8 units of protein on food B. So that number you will substitute in the second column on food B. The price of the food A is rupees 4.5 per unit, and that on food B is 3.5 per unit. So food A is X, so 4.5x, and this will be 3.5y. So this, from this sentence you will get the idea. about z. Okay, so the next part will be what? The next part, the sentence will be, from the table the diet of sick person must include 4x plus 6y 4x plus 6y units of fats, 14x plus 12y 14x plus 12y units of carbohydrates, and 8x plus 8y units of protein. Understood? After that, you will write the constraint are. So from here you will get the first linear inequation. So this is 4x plus 6y. Minimum requirement means greater than equal to, so greater than equal to 18. The second equation will be 14x plus 12y. The minimum requirement means greater than equal to, that is 28. And the third one is 8x plus 8y greater than equal to 14. So here we got our three linear inequation. Okay, so since after that you will write, since x and y cannot be negative, so we have x greater than 0 and y greater than 0 as the units cannot be negative. And when you will check, when you will substitute the value of x and y, when you will replace the value of x and y to construct a coordinate, both the coordinate will be in positive and the plotting will lies in the first quadrant only. Yes or no? So that's why I wrote, since x and y cannot be negative and we have x greater than 0 and y greater than 0. After that you will write, given problem can be formulated as follows. Okay, so therefore minimize, we have to find, yes or no, minimize z equals to 4.5x plus 3.5y subject to, you will write, the first equation is 4x plus 6y greater than 18, then 4x plus 12y greater than 28, and the last one is 8x plus 8y greater than 14, and the last part you will write x greater than 0 and y greater than 0. So in this way you will frame your equation, you will formulate the LPP. I hope you all understood the sum number third also, as your first sum it was based on maximize, second sum it was based on maximize, but the third sum it was based on the minimize. So what will be the change in the minimize? The symbols for minimize, it will be greater than equal to, and for maximize it will be less than equal to. Okay, so as I hope you all understood the sum number 3 also. Okay, as it was based on the minimize. Now in exercise, when you will see, as there are 9 sums in the first exercise, where in the first 4 sums, what you will see, what you will find, that you will have the ready-made table. You will have the ready-made table. Simply you have to frame the equation. Just I guess you will not have this last column, the minimize requirement or maximize requirement, that you have to prepare. The rest everything it will be there, like this part, the x and the y part, it will be given in the question. As after the lecture, when you will see the sums from the exercise or solved example, there are some sums where you will find, you will have the table, ready-made table, the first, second, and this part will be there, but you will not have this third column, minimize or maximize requirement. So simply you have to, when you will prepare the table, so simply you have to include this minimize or maximize requirement. Okay, so as first, second, third, and fourth sum from the exercise, sorry, from till third, first, second, and third, it is readymint. You will have the readymint table. Simply you have to frame the equation. Just check whether the sum it is based on maximize or minimize. The fourth, fifth, and seventh. The fourth, fifth, and seventh. Okay, fourth, fifth, and seventh. First, second, third, and sixth. First, second, third, sixth. You will see. You will have the readymade table. Just simply you have to prepare. You have to frame the LPP. And fourth, fifth, seventh, where you have to read and understand the question. Then you have to prepare the table. And what about the question number 8th and ninth? 8th and ninth, it is little different from the 7th question. As your question number 8, it is based on speed, distance, and time. And the last sum, it is based on when you will frame the equation, when you will format, what you will see that the equation will be in the form of variable. One variable. So here, this is the summary for your first exercise. First, second, third, sixth, you will see the readymade table. For fourth, fifth, and seventh, you have to prepare the table and then you have to formulate. And question number 8, it is based on speed, distance, and time. And the last question number 9, it is a little different. And when you will frame the equation, you will see the equation will contain only one variable. Okay, so as now we left with only two sums from the exercise, the question number 8 and question number 9. And first, second, third, sixth, it is very simple. Just simply you have to frame, you will have the readymade table. Just go after this lecture, just go and check, see the test book. You will see that first, second, third, sixth, the readymade table. Okay, so in the next lecture we're gonna do these two sums and we will cover all the topic which is based on the type number 2. As your type number 2, it is based on the word problem. So in the next lecture we'll complete this chapter. We end up with this chapter, and in the next lecture, from that, after this chapter, we'll start a new chapter from max 1. Okay, so remember the format of the first exercise as the four sums. It is very easy. Fourth, fifth, and seventh, I had explained. These three sums I had explained. Okay, and eighth and ninth, it is little different. So we'll take this two sum in the next lesson, next lecture. Okay, so till then, goodbye. See you in next lecture.